The Hash It Out Show is brought to you by Barreto Home Solutions, Bayou Audio and Video, Hot Works on the North Shore, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Black Hawk Hauling, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, Wags Food and Culture, Moe's Pizza, The Green Law Firm, Personal Injury Attorney, Drums Earwear.
Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB, the sports guy, joined by my good friend, who you can catch on CrescentCitySports.com, the one and only George Peppers. What's up, GP?
Not too much, JB. It's March Madness in the month of March, and we're underway, and some good results. A surprise today in one of the games that I saw, and we can talk about later. A couple of expected results. Team VK pick lost today. That we picked the other side. So just say I know he's not with us, and it's not fair to pick on the beaten path, right? But we got a great guest tonight in advance of a great semifinal that he will partake in, will coach in. So I'm looking forward to that, and of course we'll recap the girls' championships and opine on that as well. It's gonna be a great show.
All right, BK is on assignment right now in Lake Charles, Louisiana, covering the March Madness boys basketball tournament. But we got a special guest for you all tonight. But it looks like, man, he's in the gym working out right now. So,
Yeah, I'm
so
on. I'm on. What's happening?
there he is. Yeah, this guy here, he is the coach of the Madison Prep Chargers. He's won 8 state championships as their head coach. We have the one, the only coach, Jeff Jones. Coach Jones, what's going on? And thank you for joining us.
What's happening, man? It's good.
Nothing much, Coach. Coach, I want you to
Hmm?
talk about how has how did sports have a positive impact in your life growing up?
Um, Sports had a big impact on my life, just as far as giving me direction and purpose. You know what I mean? Um, I grew up in the, kind of like I guess you call it the hood. You know what I'm saying? In the '80s, graduated high school '91. Um, Sports and AAU really saved me. My coaches were the biggest influencers on my life. You know what I mean? Like, these kids nowadays, they grow up listening to music uh, that influences like drug use. You know what I'm saying? We grew up listening to music that influenced drug dealers. So everybody in my era, you know what I'm saying, wanted to be in the streets. But I had coaches that poured positive stuff into my life. And, when I came back home from the military, I just wanted to kind of pay it forward and, help impact a lot of other kids' lives. So, I always wanted to coach and teach at schools that were in the inner city. You know what I'm saying? I had opportunities to go work at some white schools and stuff like that. But I wanted to work where I would be able to have a real impact and, make a difference, whether it was in sports or with just being good young men.
How important is it as a coach to help instill life skills in the young men that you're coaching?
I mean, to me, that's what it's all about because It's a very, very small, if that, fraction of these kids that are going to get paid to do this. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely going to be fathers. They're definitely going to have to file taxes and get a job. So it's very important to teach them life lessons, so that they can, raise a future generation of leaders and other young men, to help try to change some of the systemic things that we see over and over again that happen repetitively in society in a lot of our neighborhoods.
I mentioned earlier that you and the Madison Prep Academy basketball program has won 8 state titles.
Hmm.
How are you and your coaching staff? Are you guys able to keep this program at a consistent level?
Man, we just been blessed, blessed, with good kids, and I must say, great administration and great parents. Parents pretty much drop their kids off to us and tell them, coach, they're yours. You know what I mean? They allow us to coach, allow us to, coach them hard, love them hard. Our school does the same thing. We embrace those kids, but we also teach them about accountability. We also teach them, for every action there's a reaction, consequence, and just kind of give them a snapshot of what life is. And through that, basketball is just a sport, it's just a carrot to get them there. In the midst of all that, we're going to try to make them good citizens, get good grades, qualify for college, or be ready to move out into the workforce.
Last year in the state championship game, you guys lost to George Washington Carver.
Mm-hmm.
What has been the mindset of your players this season since that loss?
Man, we have to finish it. Last year we were number one from wire to wire. We lost in the championship game, but it just kind of showed them, and they were coming off. I think we won 2 titles in a row. It would have been our third. Um, but Carver came in and just ran through us. Out rebounded 51-25. It was a low scoring game. Both of them shot terrible, but hell, they doubled us up on rebounds, and that's how they won. But it was a very good, humbling, and eye-opening experience for our guys. Um, I knew Carver was good. Kids sometimes, they don't listen. They think they know it all. So it was a very good and humbling experience for us, and for us and them, myself as well. So, we kind of took that just as motivation. But like, someone asked me earlier today, was the loss to Carver motivation? I mean, I'm not going to say it. It was, because at the end of the day, we're blessed. This is our 13th straight year making it to the top 28. I mean, that's the standard. Our standard is making it to the top 28. Our standard is competing for a state title. So, I mean, a loss here and there doesn't, we don't need that for motivation. Our motivation is where we are and what we stand for.
Before passing on to my friend George Peppers, my last question, Coach. The Division Two select semifinals are rematches of last year's semifinals. You have Carver and Peabody, and you have your crew, Madison Prep, against Archbishop Shaw again. What is it about Archbishop Shaw that you've seen on film?
Well, Shaw, well coached. Um, they picked up a couple transfers. Kobe Butler, little running back kid, I think number 3, came from Rummel. Transfer portal's alive and well in high school. They've improved. They're a year older. Um, so, we know that, and they're on about a 10, 11 game win streak, something like that. So, I mean, we expect a hell of a game. We know we'll have quite a challenge on our hands. And, it's going to come down to the team to make the fewest mistakes.
George Peppers.
Coach, first off, thank you for making the time to join us on your busy schedule, and congratulations on the season that you've had up until this point. My first question to you, I'm looking at your schedule, and you've beaten a lot of really good teams, and your only 2 losses this year that I could see were to Iowa and Liberty. 2 teams that are
Hmm.
very highly regarded. Iowa is a 1 seed in the semifinals as well. Liberty, I believe, is in the semis as
Hmm.
well, if I'm not mistaken. Talk
Hmm.
about the degree of difficulty of your schedule, and how does that set up your team for this kind of success?
Uh, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And I believe it's playing the best team that we can possibly play. It's the reason why Max Prep we're overall number one team. It's because of who all we played. We played Captain Shreve, we played Southwood, played
Yep.
the Liberties. Just I can name a bunch of them, but to me, you get your guys battle tested. They're not starstruck. I don't believe in just playing games that we know we're going to win. You know what I'm saying? These guys need to be challenged night in and night out. Um, and when you play those kinds of teams, typically you come with playing against a certain level of coaching. So it makes us have to be sharper and prepare differently. You know what I'm saying? There are
Yes.
not very many games on our schedule that you can just call in and win. I'll say about 80% of the games on our schedule, if we don't come prepared, we'll get our ass kicked. So, I mean, it kind of keeps us with a heightened sense of awareness.
You won 8 state championships in your regime at Madison Prep.
Hmm.
The axiom "it never gets old" fits, but how do you find different motivations for each title? Like you won 8 titles, and how do you find ways? I mean, obviously to continue winning, it's great, but what kind of motivational tactics do you use to continue the success that you've had?
Each team kind of comes in. It's kind of like a North Carolina, a Duke, or something. Each team that comes in knows the history and tradition of the program, and each group of kids that come in, they don't want to be the ones to let it down. Had our semifinal, I'm sorry, our quarterfinal game the other night. Jarrell Martin and Chad Williams, the two guys that were instrumental in winning our first state title in 2013. They came. Those old guys come back. They talk to these young guys. It's like a brotherhood. When you play at Madison Prep, um, it's a brotherhood. These guys, the older guys talk to the younger guys more than I do, more than I know. You know what I mean? And just encouraging them and motivating them and kind of helping them understand, hey man, this is what coach is trying to get you to see, because those guys have been where those guys are, and those younger guys have heard those names if they don't know those kids, and it's just motivation for them.
Understood. Um, Last year, you guys played Archbishop Shaw at this point in the March
Hmm.
Madness last year. It was a
Hmm.
very cyclical game. Like, you
Hmm.
guys had control early, and then Shaw changed to a zone defense, and that seemed to give you guys a lot of fits in
Hmm.
that sequence. And they were able to rally back and get it close, and they weren't able to hit shots, and ultimately that's what cost them. And you guys were able to go on to the finals. Um, this Shaw team, though, this year, seems to have more offensive potency than they did last year, quite frankly. What is the challenge going to be for your kids to match that and try to eke out another win on Thursday afternoon?
Yeah, well, this year's Shaw team's a year older. I mean, I don't know the name, but the kid number 12, he's really good.
Mhm.
Kobe Butler, like I said, transfer, he's good. The kid number 3 from Rumble's pretty good. That's really good. And they're a year older, And like I said, they're well coached team. So, I mean, I expect it to be a very, very tough game for us. Um, and it could go either way, you know what I mean? But, we're going to have to come out and play because they're going in expecting to win just like we're going in expecting to win. So, like I said, it'll be a fun game to coach and a fun game to watch.
Do you call it a disadvantage or an advantage to play an afternoon game as compared to an evening game? Is there a preferential spot? I know what the format is, but you play at the time that they tell you to play. But do you have a preference of when you would play?
It don't matter, man. We could have played 11 o'clock Friday night. Shit don't matter. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're playing for. So it don't matter.
I
Time
got
don't
you.
matter. Yeah, it don't matter.
Totally, totally understand. What's the when you look at? I mean, talking about the other semifinal, Carver Peabody. I mean, one of those two teams is going to get to the final. So I think the degree of
Hmm.
difficulty for your team against a Shaw team that's going to be out for revenge because you put them away last year in the semifinals, and then on the flip, let's say Carver upsets Peabody and you get there, that's a revenge game for you. The degree of difficulty, I feel like this group of semifinalists, out of all the classes that are here, from 1 to 4, I feel like it's the strongest semifinal block of the teams that are here. Do you agree?
Oh, I totally agree. I totally agree. If you could take Shaw and drop him in the Division 1 bracket, drop him in the Division 3 bracket, you can drop Peabody, us, or or Carver. And I feel like either one of us four will be a semifinalist in Division 1 select or non-select. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? These are four very good teams. You look at all four of our schedules. All of us have played top quality competition. All of us are battle tested. So, the Division 2 select group is probably the best four teams assembled in any semifinal, in my
Uh,
opinion.
objectively speaking, I'm 100% with you, and that's how I feel. Just,
Hmm.
uh, when I look at the each bracket is different in its own way, but strength, I feel like 1 to 4, any one of those four teams could do real well at a higher division.
Oh yeah.
And I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Um, what do you feel like is the hallmark of your team this year? This year's team, define your team. What is the biggest hallmark of your team? The biggest identity for you guys?
We defend, and we're versatile. You
Hmm.
know, we easily can have four guys out of double figures. Um, at least four or five guys have led us in scoring in the game in one game or another this year. So that's the one thing about us. Any a number of guys can have a big game, and it can help us. You know, what I mean, we don't rely on one guy or two guys, and we don't have a particular style of play. You know, we can
Hmm.
rip and run and play fast, or we can grind it out and play slow. You know, if you look at our scores, we've had games we've scored in the 70s, 80s, but we've also had a number of games that we've won scoring in the 40s. So we're comfortable playing a number of styles.
And that versatility should serve you well, considering, like you just mentioned, you could play fast and you could play slow. I feel like that versatility could give you an inherent advantage in this semifinal matchup with Shaw. And I've seen Shaw play once this year at the Sugar Bowl tournament. Have you ever thought, going forward? I mean, I don't know if you guys went to the Sugar Bowl this year, but have you ever thought of getting involved in like the Sunkiss Shootout or the Sugar Bowl, like in future years?
We've done all that before, man. We've done the Sun Kids, we've done the Sugar Bowl. I kind of choose to take my kids different places to expose them to stuff that for
Gotcha.
me is bigger than basketball. I took my kids to Minnesota this year, Minneapolis to play. I took my kids to Chicago, Illinois to play. Went out to Lufkin, Texas. You know what I mean? I deal with a lot of inner city kids, and I just want to try to expose them to different things, different parts of life. You know, going to eat at different restaurants. You know, flying on a plane. You know, several of my guys this year the first time ever flying on a plane. So while I played in the Sugar Bowl and it's a great event, great tournament, I played down in Danny Broussard's Sunkiss, great event as well. But I think at the time, those two events typically we're on the road. You know, like I said, every year I try to take my guys on at least two trips.
Hmm.
And we've been on trips where we played against Mount Verd, we played against Finley Prep, and hell, we played against some guys on the road equivalent to the damn Cub Scouts. But it ain't about who we play, you know, it's about just getting them guys out of here. You know what I mean? Getting them
Hmm.
guys to see something different. But those are quality events. But I just choose to do something different with my kids.
Totally understand. Last question before I before I turn it back over to our host, maybe. Um, you mentioned about each state title. You've won 8 of these. This year, what would it mean to you to win this one? And what's different about this one as compared to the others?
Um, I guess the difference in this one would be, winning the ninth one and just sending this group of seniors out on top. You know,
Hmm.
um, but that would probably be the biggest thing. I don't consider us a favorite. Honestly, I feel like any one of us four teams could win it, and it wouldn't be like oh my gosh, Villanova 84. Shaw's a quality team. Peabody's a very quality and strong team. Carver has championship pedigree. Dejan Letterman averages some ridiculous numbers like 24, 15, and 7, some crazy shit like that. The kid Bam is very good. He's been playing for 4 years. And Carver has a very good system. So um, any one of these four um, is capable of winning. It's going to come down to who plays the best, and quite
Hmm.
frankly, who can hit shots. None of us four hit shots last year in the semis. We didn't hit them. Shaw didn't hit them. Peabody didn't hit them, and Carver didn't hit them. All four of those games were low scoring and they were close. The difference in both of those games, in our game with Carver, we got out rebounded. Our game with Shaw, we were able to kind of hit a few more shots than them, and we're just a little older than them last year. But they've matured a lot and they've gotten deeper. So it'll be a very entertaining 3 games.
Coach Jeff Jones, thank you for
Hmm.
joining us, and good luck Thursday afternoon against the Shaw Eagles. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
All right, Coach. Coach Jeff Jones, one of the best coaches in the state of Louisiana, and he has one of the best programs in the state. And as you heard him say, Max Prep has them as the overall number one ranked team in Louisiana. And George Peppers, he said it right there. Last year, all four teams couldn't make a shot. Um, this year, somebody got to make a shot to win. Got to. Somebody have to hit the jumpers. Shaw couldn't do it. Madison Prep couldn't do it, but Madison Prep with the lead in the fourth quarter made Shaw get out their zone, and that's when they was able to extend the lead a little bit. Carver and Peabody was close the whole time, with Carver coming out with the victory in the last 3 minutes, and then Carver and Madison Prep once again both couldn't shoot, but Carver getting the more rebounds and getting second chance opportunities did give them the
Hmm.
win. Madison Prep is one of the best programs in the state. Like I said, I think we all can say that they are the favorites to win Division Two Select. Would you agree?
I don't think there's any question, but I'm going to tell you a very big key. And look, I'm sorry I can't be there Thursday, and with work and everything else and whatnot. But I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for in that game with Shaw and Madison Prep. Shaw, I'm going to tell you right now, Jared. I love you, dude, but they're not winning an ugly game. Not this time. I think Shaw is going to have to tempo and play, not really so much play fast, but shoot high percentage shots, hit shots. If Madison Prep allows this game to get ugly, it might be a problem for Shaw. But I agree, Madison Prep is the favorite. But as Coach Jones astutely pointed out, and as you could see and I could see, all four of these teams merit a very long look as state championship teams. And all four of these teams, let's be honest, if they could slide their way to D1, why not? Right? I
I
mean,
agree.
Carver's got a star in Leatherman, VK's favorite player. I say that, because he's talking. And look, Leatherman is the goods. He is. You guys are very versatile and well rounded. It feels like there's more maturation with Shaw this year. And Peabody's Peabody. Come on. Charles Smith does an excellent job every year.
Yeah.
What's to say one of those four teams and Madison Prep is defensively sound? What's to say one of them four teams can't slide into D1 and pull off, get to this point and win the state title?
Well,
That being said,
go ahead.
eh,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, no, you're good. I'm listening to what Coach Jones said about when I asked him about what had to change. Basically intimating like, look, I wanted to say it straight up, like, were you fortuitous in the fact that Shaw couldn't hit shots and that they really flummoxed you in that second half with that zone, and you all forced, I think, what was it, 11 turnovers in the third quarter or something like that,
Hmm.
some insane number, and still Madison Prep found a way to win. That's resolve. That's what got them the win. I mean, am I wrong?
No, no, no. You're not wrong at all. Excuse me. You're not wrong at all. Um, it's Shaw senior leaders going to have to make shots, and that's starting with Kristen Capel and Ada LaSalle. They're going to have to hit their jumpers. It is key for Shaw to hit their jump shots this time around. We saw what happened against Scotlandville in Division One select semis. Shaw in the
Hmm.
third quarter couldn't even hit fast break, uncontested layups, and that lost them the game. And they come back to the semis a year later against Madison Prep in Division Two select, and Shaw couldn't hit a jumper to save their lives. If Shaw would have hit probably five more jumpers, they probably win that game. It was key.
More than likely.
Yeah, Madison Prep, it's the same thing because Madison Prep couldn't hit a jump shot to save their lives in the semis, but hit a couple more than Shaw, and they get to the championship. They couldn't hit anything. And it's funny, a coach at McKinley last year, he's not coaching there this year, but he was an assistant coach, and he told me Madison Prep was the best jump shooting team he saw all year. And when I told him that they couldn't hit a jump at all, he couldn't believe it. He was in shock. Like, are you serious? I said, man, they can't shoot to save their lives today. So hitting jumpers and making shots are going to be key for every one of these teams. Now,
Hmm.
like I said the other day, I would like to see how Coach Wes Warrington is going to come out against Madison Prep. Like I've mentioned, they're taller, they're longer. Even Coach Jeff Jones know they got Kobe Butler. They got Jasmine Parker playing there also. You got Tristan Akin, the freshman. Uh, um, Kristen Capel, the senior. Um, you got Wesley and number two. I can never remember his name. I don't know why, but it's gonna come to me. And these guys over 6 feet. Kristen Capel 6'5", Knockin 6'5", and Kobe Butler 6'7". They're longer, so I like to see what he's gonna do with this longer lineup that he has compared to last year because he started in man. Lawrence likes to play man to man. He does. That's his forte. But he made that switch after going down 6-0 to Madison Prep. He called a timeout,
Mhm.
made the switch, and that slowed down everything, and it's what got Shaw back in the game. So I like to know how he's going to start off come Thursday afternoon. Are you going to go to man, or are you going to go to zone? We're going to find out come Thursday afternoon. But
I don't think. Go ahead.
but I think we're in for a tight ball game because Shaw is very good defensively. They are.
Hmm.
Shaw cannot get to slow starts or to bad starts come Thursday afternoon. They cannot play how they played against St. Michael's and St. Louis Catholic. They cannot.
No,
This is
they
not
will
the
get
team to
dog
play that
walked if they
against.
do.
They will get dog walked by Madison Prep if that happens. Yes, they will.
Hmm.
This, like Coach Jones says, it's a standard. It's a standard. That word should sound familiar to a lot of Shaw people when it was said about Rummel. When Rummel said, this is their standards, and this is Shaw standards.
Right.
This is different. When you won eight state championships, you can say this is a Madison Prep standard. And Shaw is trying to get back to that standard compared to years ago in the late 90s, early 2000s.
I don't think
Madison
there's any.
Prep, go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you. There's a question. It's been in my head. And look, Coach Jones mentioned it, and I think I've heard you say it from last year's team. They were a very young, kind of youth minded team. Do you think last year's semifinal was the moment too big, and were they intimidated by Madison Prep's style of play? Do you think?
I don't think so. You got to remember, they were in the semis against Scotlandville. Dorian Booker, 6'9", the year before. So no, maybe the first year they weren't even intimidated by Scotlandville. They weren't even intimidated by them. Just missed those fast, easy layups that just cost them in the third quarter. They were not intimidated at all. They were in the game, close ball game. Just couldn't get shots. That's it. You lost Cam Johnson, your point guard. I think that's the only senior you lost, and everybody else came back. So no, I don't think they were intimidated at all. I think Shaw was ready. Shaw said, "Hey, we was here last year, no, and it just came up short." I don't think Shaw is intimidated at all going into it this year. I think Shaw has it on their mind, like, "Hey, this is our third year here. We're tired of losing when we get here. We got to
Right.
change something." And they're saying Madison Prep is in our way. Madison Prep saying the same thing. Hey, we lost to the championship last year. We didn't three-peat. Oh, we got Shaw in our way again. So there's a lot of stuff being said. Peabody, you know what they're saying? We lost in the last 3 minutes to Carver. They in our way again. You know what Carver's saying? Y'all got to beat us. We the defending champions. And we're going to step on y'all to get another trophy. Every one of those teams are saying something as motivation, as a goal to get them to get that state championship. Because they
It's
all were in it last year. It's the same four teams out of any bracket. These four
familiar.
teams are the ones that are back again.
Yep. Familiarity breeds contempt, right? Isn't that what they say? The other question I have, and we're going to
Hold
move
on.
on here.
Let me stop right quick. Let me stop right quick. See,
Oh,
see, my man Nick, that's my man. That's my guy. But see, when people say Shaw's a football school, let me say this, man. Let me say this. You got to remember, Shaw won basketball titles. Shaw has more basketball titles than football titles. Do you understand that? See, Shaw won in '88, the basketball, '88 they won. They won in '97. 2000 got taken away, but we won it on the court. We got back in the championship in 2001. So
mhm.
just cannot say Shaw is just a football school. We know the
No.
legend coach Hank Tierney is back. We get it. But the football program was down since 2010. And then they came back from the dead in 2022. 12 years of that. While Coach Laurentine has rebuilt the program from scratch, from the bottom of the foundation on up, and has gotten into the playoffs and has taken a step every year. In
Hmm.
2021, he got to the semis, and he's got there
Right.
again, and he got there again this year. So guess what? Now they want to make that next step. Madison Prep has been to the top of the mountain. Took a little fall last year. They hanging on and still fighting to get back to it. Hey, Thursday, 1 o'clock cannot come fast enough for me. I will be in the building, and 2:45 is Carver and Peabody. I can't wait. Go ahead, George.
The other question I have, and I'm going to reach into the alumni part of you now. As an alumnus, this is 3 straight years that Shaw is in the semifinal. And I know how I would answer it, and I feel like you're going to answer it the same way. And maybe it's stating the obvious, but would you feel a more magnitude of disappointment for this one if Madison Prep beats Shaw again? Do you feel like that the disappointment would be more escalated this year than in the last 2 years?
I would say this. I would say this. We lost to Scotlandville, and I felt like Shaw had a chance to win that game. Third
Hmm.
quarter, third quarter was horrible. We lost to Madison Prep last year, and I felt like Shaw had a chance. But I was worried last year with Shaw playing Madison Prep. I was worried,
Hmm.
and they played well, just couldn't hit shots. Shaw loses again. I won't say I'll be disappointed unless Shaw shoots themselves in the foot. They
Right.
go bad with a lot of mistakes, turnovers, stuff like that.
Hmm.
I won't say I'll be disappointed because we're playing Madison Prep, a powerhouse, 8 state championships. They've been to the top 28 13 times out of 14 years of being a school. So I won't say I'm disappointed. I'll be happy, you know. But we will see what happens. It's Madison Prep. Let's say if it's a team that Shaw's supposed to beat and Shaw loses, then that's different. But I think I
That's a
wouldn't be.
different beast.
Yeah, this is Madison Prep. That's
Hmm.
Peabody and that's Carver. I mean, no,
Dog.
I would. Yeah, yeah. We talk about dogs, and you can put Shaw in
Hmm.
that same sentence because it's a third straight semifinal. I would
All I
not.
know,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, all I know is if Madison Prep beats Shaw, you're going to have a very long day Thursday next to you know who. Because that man is going to talk incessantly. He can't wait to rub it on you. You know what I'm talking about, our esteemed co host.
Well,
He is waiting, he is
he's a
chomping at
Shaw.
the bit.
He is a Shaw hater.
I know, straight away, Shaw hater.
He won't
That
admit it,
man,
but he be got his little slide comments all the time on the show
I
on
know,
Shaw.
I
You ain't
know.
you ain't slick. We know.
We read right there. Look, I work in law enforcement. I can read right through you. Stop lying. Don't lie to the people. Be honest. And
Hey,
I mean, look, it should be a great rest of the week. We've had some really good basketball to this point. There's some games going on right now and whatnot. And I wish, like I said, I wish I was there with you guys the rest of the week. But commitments being what they are,
yep.
I can't get away from money, right?
No, no, you can't.
No, sir.
Oh,
So I'm gonna make that, and I am rooting for Shaw to win. Not, I mean, because you're an alumnus and you're one of my closest friends. Look, I want your school to go back on top, but VK don't. I mean, that man gonna be like, he might concoct some theory about this might be manufactured if Shaw wins or something like that.
yeah.
You you know, I mean,
We ain't worried about
it
that.
should be an exceptional week of basketball the rest of the way, and you think of the high quality of basketball that has been played there. McNeese State has won the Southland.
Yeah,
They look like a lock for the NCAA tournament if they don't slip
they don't
slip the
screw up.
bed in the conference tournament.
Right, right.
Um, and then you got these high school games, high quality games. So it should be fun, and you get to see it for free.
You gotta stop saying that.
I
You gotta
know,
stop
man.
saying that. You gotta
I
stop
know.
saying
I'm sorry. I'm just
that.
throwing it in there.
Don't get us in trouble, man. But anyway,
We good.
look, I think Division 2 select gonna be some outstanding games, and I can't wait. I can't wait to sit down and watch them. Madison Prep against Auspice of Shaw Thursday at 1 o'clock, and then at 2:45, It's Carver versus Peabody. Division two select are rematches of last year's semifinals. So
Hmm.
you can pretty much say these are the best four programs in the state when it comes to Division two select. With
No
that
doubt.
being said, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the girl state championships that happened over the weekend and give you some scores updates on some of the boys semifinals that are happening right now and that happened earlier today right here on the Hash It Out Show.
I'm Erica Randolph, head coach of the Hahnville Tigers boys basketball team, and you are watching the Hash It Out Show.
Welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB, the sports guy, joined by my good friend, George GP Peppers. Special shout out to our friend, the one and only Coach Erica Randolph, head coach of the Hornville Tiger boys basketball team, with that short cameo to let everybody know you are watching the Hash It Out Show. So thank you to Coach Erica Randolph. And I got another one to play when we get off the air today. I want to say thank you to that person also. Y'all, you'll see who that person is. But moving along, GP, let's talk about Parkway winning Division One non-select. I pretty much thought after Parkway defeated Walker the way they did with the game-winning shot from um,
Larry.
Chloe Larry, I couldn't
Hmm.
see Parkway losing after that, and they defeated Denham Springs 57-29.
I'm not surprised at the result at all. And the margin of victory, I mean, Denham Springs has had a monster year. Let's not mistake that. Make no mistake about what the Lady Yellow Jackets did. But you felt like after Parkway beat Walker and in that style that they did it, and it showed up on ESPN Sports Center, it made the top 10 plays of the week night. So good on those girls. But and the novices would have said, well, what if they let down? This is the state championship. Ain't no let down. Stop all that. Parkway rode that momentum and overwhelmed Denham Springs from start to finish, and pretty much dominated that game. I'm not surprised that they won, and I'm really not surprised that they won the way they did.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'm not either. That just they've been there before. They were the
Hmm.
defending state champions, and you beat Walker the way you did with that court from way behind the logo. There was no way. There was no way that was happening. And plus, they were able to keep their two bigs out of foul trouble against Denham Springs. So, with that being said, it was just a matchup, a matchup nightmare to me for Denham Springs against um, Parkview. We're gonna go look at
Parkway.
Parkway. Excuse me. Thank you, sir. Division One Select. I'm gonna get that up right quick,
Hmm.
and you will see that the champions of Division One Select, John Curtis Christian. Be honest with you, this to me, I didn't see anybody being able to beat John Curtis Christian at all this year in Division One Select. Um, Imani Daniels was the outstanding player, just magnificent on the boards, in the post, getting to the hoop, and then Shakai Desdunes, the fantastic sophomore, able to hit jumpers. Just to me, John Curtis was just too much for anybody in Division
Hmm.
One Select this year.
Shakai is going to be the next great player to come out of the state of Louisiana. At this juncture, as a sophomore, to do what she's done, and Imani Daniels had a great game as well, like you mentioned, but Shakai is going to be the future of Louisiana basketball, girls basketball. She's got 2 more years to terrorize opponents, and Curtis will be in the mix for a state championship. And you're really not surprised in the manner that they won, and good for the redemption because they came up short last year. It was good to see them get back on top, and they're in their rightful place now. I guess winning and showing their quality and handling their business, and they got it done. Good job for John Curtis and their coaching staff and those players. Well deserved.
Yes, most definitely, most definitely. Division two non-select. I'm gonna go there now. Let me get it up. And we did say this was the Wassman Invitational, and
Yep.
it wasn't even close. Credit to South Beauregard to get into the championship, but this Wassman girls team was just on a different level. Wassman defeated South Beauregard 63-22. What can you say about Wassman?
Well, I mean, there's really, I don't know how you decipher a 63-22 game and analyze it. Just say that Walkman rolled them, is what they did. Or they dog walked them. That's the new phrase we're using, right?
Yeah,
They dog walked them and whatnot. South Beauregard, look, you said it exactly right. Congratulations on getting to this point. But I think once they saw what was in front of them, it was like, man, we're going to have to play better than perfect. And there's no such thing as better than perfect to beat that team. And they weren't even close.
yeah. Nobody in Division Two now was beating Wassman.
Nope,
Nobody.
no one.
Yep. Moving on to Division Two select Lafayette Christian and Madison Prep, and we George, we saw a preview of this game for a little bit at the Sugar Bowl tournament where Madison
Hmm.
Prep up on Lafayette Christian at the half and going into the third quarter, and
Yep.
Lafayette Christian. It was a close game, but Lafayette Christian pulled away. This was pretty much the same game. Madison Prep was up, and Lafayette Christian pulls away late and gets the win. The four seniors that they had, led by Jada Richard, they all are going out by winning 4 state championships. Coach Errol Rogers has done a magnificent job as the head coach over there, and you have to give credit where credit is due to Lafayette Christian. Madison Prep was a young team last year. We saw them lose to me and VK saw them lose to Canada Discovery last year in the second round. So they came back on a vengeance, just came up a little bit short to Lafayette Christian, to we all say was the best girls team in the state this year.
Potentially. I mean, I wouldn't. You could make that argument, and it's a pretty somewhat decisive argument. But Madison Prep is setting themselves up for a very bright future.
Oh,
You played L.
they've won state titles, the girls. They are really a powerhouse. Just had a down year last year, and this right here tells you that they're back.
Yeah, they're back, and I think they'll be the demonstrative favorite next year, considering Lafayette Christian's graduating 4 seniors and Jada Rishon ain't coming back anytime soon. She'll be in Baton Rouge next year,
Yeah.
mangling SEC opponents. With that
And
said,
also they're going down to Division Two.
yep. So that's a different breed there. How that's going to go, we'll see. Especially in basketball, football, we don't know. I mean, with the turbulence that the football program is having, it'll be interesting to see how Coach Aaron Rodgers keeps his teams. I want to say spirits or whatever. I feel like that they're going to have to break in a little bit of a transition team, because it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be a little different. I mean, no Jada, and those other players are not slouches. There's some good talent in that roster,
Yeah.
and Madison Prep proved to you twice this year, proved to me twice, both of us, that they could play with that team, and they played them for 32 minutes, and
32
played
minutes.
them tough.
Yeah, without a doubt. Division Three non-select was a rematch of last year's state championship game, and once again, the team that won last year came out on top. Rose Pine defeating a meet 50-46, a
Hmm.
close game from start to finish. A lot of people said that Rose Pine winning last year was, how can I put it? They said that if a meet had the two best players who were injured, that a meet would have won. Well, a meet had those players back this year, and Rose Pine still got the job done. Um, what can you say about this Rose Pine team, George? Back to
Resi-
back state champs.
Resilient. And I think they heard a lot of the whispers about a meet was shorthanded. That's why you won the title. You think those girls didn't have a chip on their shoulder and say, you know what? We're the number one seed. Let's make them beat us. They can't beat us, even with the full complement. It was a good game, 4 point margin, Rose Pine winning it. And sad for Coach Rogers and his girls, but you know what? They showed a lot of fight and character and grit in that game, But Rosebud just it feels like they were a little more determined when they needed to be, and they were able to win the game when it needed to be won. And congratulations to Rosebud going back to back, and now potentially setting up a chance at a three-peat next year. But good on Rosebud, and great job by Amit this year to get to this point. But Rosebud just a slight tick better,
Hey, it's a close ball game. Maybe the ball just bounced their way. You know how that goes
maybe.
sometimes.
Yep.
So, um, moving on to Division 3 Select.
Hmm.
Parkview Baptist defeated University Lab 49-38.
Yep.
Big win for Parkview Baptist. Don't you agree?
Agreeing, we both got this one wrong, you and I, because we were on the university train,
Yeah,
considering they beat the team that put out the one seed, and the lone wolf got us in that game. VK, he had Parkview,
he did.
and he let us know about it too in the chat.
Sure
Oh,
did.
did he? Yes, he did. But and whatnot. But you know what? Good on Parkview Baptist. And look, disappointing effort by University. Scoring just 38 points. Obviously shooting wasn't their strength in that game. But credit Parkview Baptist for being able to make stops when they needed to be made. And congratulations to them. They deserve it.
All right, we're going to go through the rest quickly. Arcadia defeated Oakdale 48-32 to
Hmm.
win the state championship in Division 4 non-select. Division 4 select. Southern Lab over Northwood Lena 56-41. And
Hmm.
Division 5 non-select. Hits goes down to Fairview 82-78. Fairview with the win. And Division 5 select. Oak Hill loses to J.S. Clark Leadership Academy 67-45. Now, with that, we're going to go to the boys basketball and talk about some of the games that were played today. I'm going to get the schedule out so I can get the right ones up for you quickly.
Hmm.
And I have it right here. We're going to start with Division 3 non-select for you all. Let me get it up on the screen for you all. There we go. So, Red River played Donaldsonville, and Red River won 54-45. I think you and I picked Red River, right, George? And
That's right.
Some guy named VK picked Donaldsonville, right?
Donaldsonville, yeah, he was wrong on a couple of counts today, and we got him on both of them.
Aha. So Red River going to the championship to play the Marksville Tigers, who defeated Richwood today, 60-52.
Yep. And VK picked Richwood in that game. Remember, we took Marksville. He took Richwood. So,
He sure did.
oops.
Uh huh.
I mean,
We're gonna go to Division 3 select right quick, everybody. And this is when I said that I think maybe Newman should move up in basketball to play Division 2 select or Division 1, because I really don't think there's anyone who could come close to Newman in Division 3 select. Newman defeated Episcopal 68-34. 68-34. And they ran away with it in the first quarter.
hmm,
Just out the gates. Out the gates. There's really nothing Episcopal could have done. Really was nothing they could have done. Also, University Lab defeated Dunham yesterday, 44-41. So
mhm,
everybody knows about that. Then we're gonna move on to Division 4 non-select right quick to update everybody on what happened with that game. So Lakeview and Pickering are playing right now, and Franklin defeated Ringgold 63-61. And in Division 4 non-select, yeah, that's it right there. Okay, so that's everything, everybody. That is everything right
you
there for you
forgot
all
you
today.
forgot your other favorite school. Zawale won over Negrete. So now you get up to
But that was
you
that
get
they played yesterday.
yeah, I know, but we didn't talk about it
Oh, I
because they
got
were
you. I got you.
playing.
Yeah,
They were
I got
playing when we were on air, and
you. You're right.
you got your dream final. Zawale and what's the Anacoco thing you kicked?
Oh, from OG Genesis. OG Genesis. I'm in love
Yeah.
with Coco.
Now let's see if you're in love with them on when they play the final. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that should be an entertaining final, though.
oh, yeah. That's two teams that's usually in it every year. So Wiley and
Mhm,
Coco. So yeah, they probably know each other very very well.
mhm.
But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our show tonight. Very quick show. You know when you don't have VK talking so much, but
Or interrupting.
yeah, interrupted. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So ladies and gentlemen, we thank you all for joining us tonight. We want to thank Jeff Jones for joining us. Also, the head coach of the Madison Prep Chargers. The games tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Division Four Select, Crescent City versus Lincoln Prep. 2:45, Division One Select, Liberty versus Southwood. 4:30, Division One Select, St. Thomas More versus Pineville. 6:15, Division Two Non-Select, Wasserman versus Carroll. And at 8 o'clock, Division Two Non-Select, Alway versus Bruley. Good list of games happening tomorrow night. My good friend George Peppers, do you have any last words?
you know, speaking of tomorrow, St. Thomas More, look, sometimes in this business we do what we call media. You root for certain people, and after last night, I'd be delighted if Coach Broussard and that group win state because what he's had to overcome. And just interviewing him last night, it was such a privilege to interview someone of that stature. And he gave us the time, and he gave us an hour, just about an hour.
Yeah.
It was one of the greatest interviews I think I've ever been a part of. I mean, we've interviewed a lot of people. I've done it in my years in broadcasting, but man, last night was just to me the quintessential highlight to get that man on there. And if they win state, great. But to all the teams that are playing the rest of this week, let's have good, clean games. Let's have solid officiating. Let's not make let the officials not make themselves the focus of the games. Let the players win it on the court. And to all the teams, let's have some safe ones too, because we obviously don't want to see any injuries and don't want to talk about any injuries at the end of the day. And I know you and VK will be out there. I'm guessing all the way through to the for the duration, correct?
Yeah, VK been out there since yesterday. I'll be
I
there
don't.
Thursday
Well,
to
bring
the
some
end.
earmuffs because if Madison Prep reached all, I'm just saying, bring some earmuffs so you don't have to hear that blabber, that blotter. But no, you have safe travels out there to Lake Charles, and you and VK safe travels back home. And I know we will reconvene next week. Don't know what you have planned as far as
Well,
when we'll
the
come on air.
plan is Tuesday and Wednesday. That's the plan. Tuesday and
Okay.
Wednesday.
Sounds good. Oh, goody. My 2 work days. But no, I'm always going to make it. I'm just kidding about that. But, it's fun to do this every night, every time we get together. And
Yep.
I want to shout out to Blue. I saw Blue posted a shout out to me. So I want to return the favor to him, Blue Jackson. So shout out to you and shout out to everyone who's listened to this show. And we thank you so much for what you've done for what you've helped us do and whatnot. And we move on. And even after basketball gets done, don't think the Hash It Out show's stopping. No, sir.
We will
We got
see.
a lot of, in the words of the great Mr. T in Rocky 3, I got a lot of more. Got a lot of more Rocky 3 before he fought Rocky. So there you go, JB, and have a safe trip to Lake Charles. I know you get to see some your family and everything, but hopefully it's an enjoyable experience. That's a beautiful thing.
Hold up. We're about to end the show, and I'll be god damn.
Uh-oh.
What, man? What?
Marshmallows.
God, man, we about to roll out. Quickest show ever, man. We had a great show. And
55 minutes.
yeah,
Oh,
I think
really?
he heard I
That's a
think he
record.
heard me talk about him.
Yeah, I
I
know.
never heard you talk about me or not. You know what I'm saying? I
Oh,
just,
we were just picking on you losing some of the games that you picked that we picked right and you got wrong. That's what we were getting at.
of
You
course,
were on
definitely.
Donaldsonville and Richwood, and they both are going home, and the teams we picked won.
They did. They did. I was very impressed how Marksville just like had a huge full quarter, put the game away and everything else. The
Told you
crowd
they're winning state.
was
They're winning
ridiculous.
state. I said that last night, VK. I told you they're going to win state.
I think they have a great chance of doing it. But I
Hmm.
ain't gonna lie, it's gonna be a great game against Red River. It
Should
is
be.
going to be a great game because Red River Had a huge fourth quarter to put it away against Thomasville. Very huge fourth quarter.
Need
So
one favor from you, VK.
what's that?
If Shaw loses to Madison Prep, I need you to leave the CEO alone. Don't bother that man.
Oh, really? This is
I'm just,
coming from you really helping the CEO out. You really are. 'Cause
it's not that. It's like, I don't know. I mean, it would be a psychological destruction if Madison Prep beats Shaw. And that man, I don't know. I mean, it could be a fragility thing. I don't know.
I'm like this. As much as that man will probably maybe stab you in the back when when it come down to Shaw and Eric, but you want to just you forgot about
Dude, I'm not
BK.
selling my soul out, dude. I'm not doing any of that. Stop it.
So it sound like to me.
No, it this fool right here. All
It
right,
sound like
Bobber.
me.
All right,
Just
Bubba man.
just
I hear you.
saying, just saying. Now, what I'm
Yeah.
saying I might leave him alone. I might leave him alone because I
Nah,
think
you won't.
I think he
You
had
won't.
I think he has had enough in his lifetime from me.
George,
Oh,
So
wow.
George, just know this. My family will be ready to beat his ass if he tries something. They gonna
Oh,
be there.
wow. You outnumbered, but no, BK. I was telling
Yeah.
Jared. I was telling Jared. I'm going to tell you. I mean, I know you're out there for the duration. You guys have a safe trip back home.
mhm,
Enjoy the experience. I wish I would be there to partake in it, but commitments, work, and everything else, obviously supersede that. Um, so just hope enjoy the basketball that's going to be played the rest of the way, and you guys have a safe trip back home.
Definitely.
absolutely, man. And all I'm gonna tell you, Jared, you're going to like the Marksville crowd, man. They are unreal, and on top of that, they got something nice you'll like to look at.
Oh Lord, I already know where he's going with this,
Just
Jared.
saying,
I
just
lived out there. I know
saying.
exactly where he's going, and I'll leave it alone.
This dude trying to get
But
me in trouble. What is
I
wrong with
know,
you, man?
I know,
Gosh,
he's
boy,
he's
get
trying
me
to
in trouble.
undomesticate you. He's
Lord,
trying to.
don't be thinking, man. Just be saying stuff, man, and have your lady friend watching. Like, what? What are you talking about? Something for you to look at. What?
I'm not.
See?
I'm
Any
not.
any
I'm not.
any live updates, BK? I mean, any live updates from games that are in progress before we get out
Well,
of here?
yes, sir. Lakeview is up early on Pickering in the last game. They're up by like 3, so pretty close
Okay,
early against them. But
all right.
I feel sorry about the disconnections you're having with the what network. So sorry about that.
Hey,
You
them
know,
dudes gotta get that fixed. But VK, we about to roll out. You got any last words?
just wanted to come by and say what's up. I had a feeling y'all was gonna be finished and done. So I was like, let me come on here right quick and aggravate these people right before they get
Of
out
course,
the air.
of course.
I'll be back.
Well, but I got number love for y'all, man. You know what I'm
We
saying?
know, and hey, it's reciprocated here too.
Yep,
Hey, but it
without
was
a
a good
doubt.
day today, man. Good day today. Some interesting games, good basketball, and some possible history. We might be looking at this weekend. You know what I'm saying? The Joseph F. Clark story, Red
Yeah,
River, the 13 seed, and
13
then
seed.
you look at Newman's story, potentially will go for their second three-peat in school history.
Yeah,
And it'll be and then maybe history for Randy Livingston, three-peat as a player, three-peat as a coach.
yeah, without a doubt. Yes, indeed. Everyone. Thank you for watching. This time we really are closing out. You know, I'm gonna play this video because VK didn't see the video earlier. So I'm gonna play it for him again. And I'm gonna play the other one, and then we're gonna roll out. But ladies and gentlemen, we thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, we'll be back Tuesday and Wednesday. Hopefully, we got some state championship coaches. And today we made history. Our first interview with a coach while lifting weights. If you ever saw Coach Jeff Jones, yeah, that's a swole dude
He's
right
buff.
there.
He's buff.
Oh, he was in the gym lifting the weights, talking to us during the interview. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
Uh huh.
Judge Jones, he don't play about his health, man. I gotta tell you, I
Ah
gotta
man,
say that.
Jones. He was too swole for his picture frame in here. Now I'm just messing with him. Just messing with him.
Yeah, I don't want to say that too loud, bro.
Hey,
All right.
that's Glen Oaks alumni right there, boy.
There you
Yep.
go. There you go. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna call it a wrap for today. For VK Jones, for George Peppis, I am JB the Sports Guy. See us back here Tuesday and Wednesday next week. Till then, y'all take care.
You're watching the Hash It Out Show!
I'm Erica Randolph, head coach of the Hahnville Tigers boys basketball team, and you are watching the Hash It Out Show.
Hi, my name is Micah Higgins, head boys basketball coach at Bonneville High, and you're watching the Hash It Out Show. Go Bruins!
Thank you for watching the Hash It Out Show.